So, just like the last two things that we've talked about, Reincarnated as a Slime, episode 34. We're about to talk about it in detail with spoilers. So, prepare your mind, and if you have not watched it,
please go watch it. Please. It is awesome.
It's amazing. So, you have been warned. We are going to continue. Proceed with your own risk. So, Reincarnated as a Slime. To know us, if this is your first episode and you ain't never heard Ben and Chelsea talk about anime before, what you need to know about us is that we love a good comeuppance. We love a good vengeance. We love it when a main character come through when they said, I'ma get you, and they come through a couple episodes later and it's like, but you got it.
Yeah, you've been got. Like, let me tell you, like, Reincarnated as a Slime, most of the time it seems, a pretty
lighthearted
children's show. You learn some things, you learn some lessons or whatever. But you know what? In this season, you learn that, your decisions have consequences.
You learn that some people you don't pick a fight with.
You also learn that too. You know what? Because, they came in and they messed up, I forget his name.
Shion?
Not Shion. Rimuru. They came and messed up Tempest, Rimuru's town or whatever while he was away. They thought they was doing stuff, And they killed Shion and Gapta.
No, not Gapta.
Gabzo. And let me tell you, man, and that vengeance today on this episode, it was epic. Let me tell you, all of them were showing out. I mean, it was blood everywhere. People getting beat to a pulp. And the way the old man did that cocky otherworldly kid, oh man, he sliced them up. I mean, it was beautiful. This episode was so good that we watched it twice back to back. That rarely ever happens. I think that's only like the second time it's happened where we watched it back to back in the same night.
Yeah.
Like that.
So to paint this picture for you, in case you're one of those bold people who you haven't actually seen Reincarnated as a Slime and you're trying to decide if it's really worth watching, let me tell you, episode 34 is worth watching it, because up until this point, Rimuru, and if you don't know the plot of it, basically Reincarnated as a Slime, there's this dude, he dies in Japan because that's how isekai anime work. You die in Japan, you end up in a fantasy world, okay? He ends up as a slime and he works his way up. You have to watch all of season 1 because that's basically his come up tale. But he comes up, creates this town called Tempest. It's full of monsters because he is now a monster and he is at the top of the food chain. He is all powerful. You don't mess with this slime, okay? It doesn't make any sense. He's overpowered, but you saw his come up. He wasn't always overpowered. He didn't start this way. He hit the grind real hard, all right? Yep. And so now he's standing at the top of the totem pole. He's cool. He's being diplomatic, talking with kings, and while he's away, some humans
decide they want to start some stuff or whatever with the monsters, the group of monsters who created a town that aren't messing with them. Right. They want to come and try to fight them. And war against them. And then they have the nerve to put up barriers and stuff like little cowards.
Right. And so it's important to note that Rimuru, because he was human, told his monster friends, hey, we don't attack humans. We got to be nice to them. Like, we're trying to change the way this world works, so don't attack humans. And the monster's like, I don't know about that, but all right, you the boss. Right? And so, like Ben said, they come in and they put up not one barrier, but two to weaken the monsters. And they come in and start acting like they big stuff. They smelling themselves. And so they wreck shop because the monsters are weakened and they're under direct orders not to hurt anybody, right? I'm not going to get into the details, but let's fast forward an episode or two. Rimuru fights his fight because, of course, they got the big bad trying to fight him and take him down while he's alone because they think, if I can catch him alone, then it'll be fine. Yeah. Lies. And he comes back. His town is destroyed. His people are laid out in the streets dead. And he come to find out that, it was the humans who did this. So he has his moment of grief. And then he finds out that, okay, I can bring him back to life by becoming a demon lord. Maybe. There's like a 3% chance. All right, that's enough for me to gamble on it. Okay. And so
I got to kill 10,000 people to be a demon lord?
Bet.
And he found out they got an army of 20,000 coming his way? He said,
that's perfect. And they're looking like, you okay?
Yeah. You know, and later when it's time to fight or whatever, and they got their different tasks, you know, it's 4 crystals that need to be destroyed, and there's also an army of 20,000 coming or whatever. He's like, I got the army of 20,000. Y'all can go destroy these crystals. Just let me know when it's done. You want any of us to come with you, boss? Nah, I got this.
And so the best part about that is you got Benimaru, who Shion was one of his people. She came with him and they killed her. And so he handled it. And so when you go into this episode,
he was also in charge while Rimuru was gone, right?
No, he wasn't in charge.
Who was in charge?
The goblin dude. The old goblin dude. Rigard. He was in charge. But there was no way this could have been prevented. So it's not like it was his fault. Yeah. But anyway, Benimaru comes in, and when you go into this episode, you think, okay, you know, this is going to be a multi-episodic fight. Nah. Benimaru comes in and he wrecks shop in less than 30 seconds. He's like, done. Are y'all still fighting?
Look, you have to understand, they got a whole group of people guarding each one of these crystals.
They're threatening him.
And Rimuru sent a group of people.
He sent one man.
He sent a group of people to each crystal, but this one particular crystal, he sent Benimaru by himself. He was like, Benimaru, you got it? He was like, yeah. And he was like, oh, there's no need to hold back this time.
Yeah, kill him.
And then he was like, oh yeah, I definitely got it.
He's like, I ain't got to worry about keeping him alive? Bad.
He went up there and he said, he walked up and he said, you know what?
I'm about to take my rage out on y'all.
I'm about to take my rage out on y'all or whatever. And he comes through and he slices and dices. I mean, it was quick. It was only maybe 2 minutes. Not even 2 minutes.
Not even 30 seconds.
It was like 30 seconds of animation when you just see him just mow down everybody.
And the sound effects are perfect. Like boom, 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 boom.
Everybody bursts into flames, getting cut in half. And that was just the intro to the episode.
And we got everybody wrecking their crystals, but then we got the old man. And the old man is mad because this little punk ass caveman talking shit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because this little otherworldly kid beat him when they had 2 barriers up and the guy was trying not to kill him. You know.
He was protecting other people. Keep in mind, because we all know that you don't fight your best when you're protecting someone. Not that you don't want to protect them, but because they get in the way.
They get in the way.
And they become easy targets.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so, old dude, he get his rematch and he's like, you arrogant little boy. You done irked me. Alright? So you ain't got no barriers and I can kill you this time. So come at me, bruh. And he was like,
you weren't able to lay a finger on me last time.
You should have turned tail and run. It's like, nah, homie. You should have turned tail and run. And he was like, old man was like, look, you got a temper? I got one too. Let's get at it.
Come at me.
He tries his little spatial technique and these little tricks of the story. He was like, you little weak. How dare you come at me with little play Paula tricks.
Yeah.
Paula tricks.
How dare this little spatial time distortion thing you got, it's nothing. It allows you to move 300 times normal or
it's
whatever.
Like, oh, you're finally catching up. Your 300 times spatial thing is finally catching up to my moves.
Yep, and now you realize I've already beheaded you. You're done.
So take this time to think about what you've done. He slices this man's whole head off, and he is still aware because he's moving at 300 times speed, which means it hasn't actually happened yet.
Yeah, so like he hasn't actually died yet. So he hasn't had enough time to die, even though his head's been cut off.
Yep.
So it was like, yeah, take this extra time that you have right here in this split second momentary time to reflect on your sins.
And then there's more stuff that happens, but basically they've got Geld, who is the Orc King, and he is fighting the dude who killed Gobzu, who was protecting the princess or whatever.
Who killed Shion too.
Yeah. And so
the orc
he was like,
oh
ooh,
man,
that fight do. He's like, and then I can't even get into that fight. Just go watch it. It was so dope.
He was just hammering him out of nowhere, and then the dude got scared and he ran. He killed his teammate, and then got this skill, whatever, that made him heal instantly or whatever,
like
so he couldn't die. Yeah, the survivor skill, and he thought, yeah, I have my ultimate offense skill that I had originally. Now I have this ultimate defense skill. I'm good. You can't beat me. And then he was like, you know, and then he found out that all that just backfired on him. That just got him beat up for longer because he didn't die.
Yep.
You know, so
And Geld was like, come at me, bruh.
come at me.
I'll put my sword down.
I put my sword down. We can have hand to hand, and I'll still beat you.
He was like, ha ha ha, you don't know what you're thinking. Okay, haha.
Boom.
All right.
Boom, 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 boom. Oh, man.
The sound effects are everything, you guys. But then he gets saved
so
because that's how the story goes. But you know, my favorite part of that whole episode is if you follow us on Twitter, if you follow us on Instagram, then you know because I put out a screenshot of it. But it's when the old man is talking and he's like, because basically the mage dude who came and saved him was like, we'll meet you on the battlefield. And the old man was like, no, you won't.
You won't be meeting us on the battlefield.
Our leader is already headed to that battlefield, and we're not going to be there. See, you messed with the wrong one, bruh. Right. And I feel sympathy for you because your death will not be painless.
Look, you've invited the rage of the one of which you should have feared the most. And then,
I mean, he's like, I'm not going to that battlefield. Are you? Geld's like, nah, I'm not going to that battlefield.
Nah, he said he got it. We don't need it. It's nothing. Like, you can go there and die, but we're going to do what we're told. We're going to stay here. And, you know, if you stay here, we beat you. But if you want to run away, hey, that's fine. It's going to be worse on you.
Yeah. And then, you guys, we get to the end of the episode where Rimuru, who looks like a little kid. He's in the body of a little kid. And he looks so innocent. And he's like talking to his great sage and he's like, how many people? And she's like, enough. And he's like, is the spell ready? She's like, yeah. He's like, engage.
Let's do this.
Let's do
it.
He
puts up his own barrier or whatever, since they put a barrier over his town when they came.
He put an anti-magic barrier. Like how y'all like it when you can't use magic.
He puts his little drops of his slime in there, whatever.
Or water. I don't know if it's water or slime.
I think the people thought it was water, but it looked like pieces of his slime though.
I don't know.
But regardless,
he was basically like, they don't deserve forgiveness. May the wrath of the gods pierce
you. And he said, Meggido. And that was it. Meggido. And then these little droplets just started slaughtering everybody.
It's like a ping pong.
And you just hear Great Sage just counting off, like calculating the number of dead. 900, 1100, 1200, 3000, 4000, 4,200. It's just like, and it just
and
keeps
he's just
going.
watching.
And he's just watching all of these people just die and slaughter and hit the ground. And it's just and it was so hype, so epic.
And then we also find out that the mage who saved the dude can also possess other bodies by killing off their soul. Yeah. And so he's in the body that just got the survivor skill and da-da-da. So it's a new person and he's like, I may even be able to take on a demon lord. So I feel like he's gonna get cocky and come for Rimuru after he becomes a demon lord, and he's also gonna get his ass handed to him, and I am ready. He's going
to get smashed like no tomorrows. It's not even gonna be nothing for Rimuru.
Yeah. So, but like I said, if you guys have not watched Reincarnated as a slime, it has, like, besides the fight, you also have a lot of amazing whatchamacallit. You also have a lot of amazing storytelling. You've got great characters. You've got great arcs. It's actually a really highly entertaining anime. I'd watch it again in English. I think that's something that we plan to do. It's something that's really enjoyable.
Yeah.
So I would definitely recommend picking it up if you haven't already. But that is the end of our spoiler talk for Reincarnated as a slime.